Also, do you drink these Ollipops?
I've had them, yes.
The best. This podcast is brought to you by Ollipop. Brought to you by.
Can you see my screen?
Well, I think I need to
Yeah,
add the
pull it up.
stage. Oh, there we go. Oh my God, this is like a real thing now.
All right.
Let's go. This is a lot better. Listen
So
closely.
this morning, that's literally it.
Oh, dude, that's sick. I
That's
like how
literally
it's
it.
like real quick.
Yeah, that's the goal. That was the goal, but that's like the third one that I've made. So
Did you know that? Did you know like Joe Rogan's podcast where it says "Train by day, Joe Rogan's podcast by night"? Did you know that that is a clip from a post-fight interview with one of the Diaz brothers?
no, that's cool though.
It is so cool. That's what you should pop up next and play. Type in Nick Diaz, Train by Day, Joe Rogan podcast by night. I feel like people don't even know that that's what it's from, but it is, and it's awesome. Wow, what do you hit? You just put up a link and then you hit present and then what, show your screen?
I mean, pretty much.
Bro, you better not have ads. I'll be pissed.
All day. Nick Diaz.
I didn't have it up. We gotta go back.
You fight for the title. What's up, Train by Day, Joe Rogan podcast by night. All day. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, give it up.
Is that it?
What a legend, dude. It's so crazy. That guy, yeah, that's it. That guy literally was so good when he was younger. And I think it's the Athletic Commission or the UFC. I don't know, but marijuana used to be like a banned substance. They banned him for they gave him a 5-year ban in the middle of his prime and just couldn't fight. It's insane.
That was
for weed. Now it's legal and like everyone, like Sean O'Malley is famous because of weed. One of the reasons.
The marijuana issue used to be the biggest issue for pro sports. Now they don't even test in like football, NFL, or football, basketball. Bro, something that stuck out to me, and then we can go back to that. He was wearing a Metal Militia t-shirt. Do you know what that is?
No, what is that?
It was a like BMX dirt bike, like X Games crew when we were like kids. That I used to like actually like rock their stuff. That's like the funniest thing ever that just popped up. It's like such a throwback.
That's awesome.
Old school awesome. MTV.
Did you see that Kamala tweeted that she's going to recreationally legalize marijuana the day before the election?
I did. Hail Mary. What? What? I mean, I don't know. Listen, at the end of the day, like the presidential election is what it is. I don't even think that like anybody really has like I don't think majority of people don't really have like a rhyme or reason like of why they vote. They just pretty much go off of like an opinion of like either if they like the person or don't like the person. I don't think that like anybody like dives into any major individual issues. Like there might be some from time to time. I know like the abortion issues like big this election go around. Like at least from what I've been like seeing on social. But like other than that, it just feels like it's a complete like up in the air. Like you're either gonna like Kamala or you're gonna either like Trump, and that's how people are probably gonna vote.
Yeah, and like they play all these ads really close up to the actual election, and everyone has their minds made up. Like no one wakes up on election day. Maybe 1% of people wake up on election day and are like, I'm not sure who I'm going to vote for. We'll see when I get in there.
We just have two great options, and I'm still up in the air right now.
Yeah. Well, we need to end this because you got to get in there before 8:00.
I've been in there.
Oh, you were in there?
Yeah, I was in there. But it's just, you're right. Like you're 100% right. Like nobody's waking up on election day being like, man, we have two such great options. And now I need to see like I just got a text that said like vote Republican, whatever. Like that's not going to make me go and do anything at that point. Like it's just so stupid. Like
it actually, I think everything just pisses people off.
for
if I had
sure.
to guess.
I think that I don't even know. I don't remember the texting being that big of a thing the last go around on the election. I don't know if you remember or not. I just don't think so. But getting 20 text messages a day telling me to go out and vote for somebody almost makes me like not want to do it.
Yeah,
Like, it's like
resent these people.
But I guess like top of mind, like a lot of people probably like the normal everyday person who doesn't pay attention is like top of mind. Who do you see? Whose yard signs do you see? Like what's the best name recognition? I don't know. I think that they're probably trying to appeal to the normal voter who probably doesn't really pay much attention more than people that may pay attention. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think the yard signs and really the promotional materials matters much for the presidential elections because everyone knows who the candidates are. But you
Yeah.
might have seen someone's yard sign that had a cool design on it on your way to the polling booth for like a state rep or like a township supervisor job, and you might just vote for them just because of that.
Yeah, I mean Thomas Cook.
Because you had no idea. Yeah, shout out.
Thomas
You had
Kutz
no
is
idea
the
who anyone was.
example. Yeah, Thomas Kutz is the great example of that. He plastered his yard signs all over his district and like everybody like name recognition for him. But yeah, you're right. For presidential election, that doesn't matter. But my head, like I obviously, you know, that I've worked in like political races since I've been like 18, like 2016, like to now. Well, not now really, but this is probably my first presidential election not involved in any like races on like the state level. You get like that's the the mindset that you get into, like that's just you're engulfed in that in what's going on, and like those yard signs and like the events and all that stuff is like the biggest thing going on like in the area. So
Yeah, it's crazy because you just have this set date that you're just working towards, and you don't even think about what's going to happen at the next day. You're just trying to get through that day, and you just want to win. That's all that matters. You don't even consider what's going to happen next. Good or bad. Well, you kind of just assume you're going to win. You're just like,
you've been on very different sides of it though than I have. I've worked on like multiple campaigns in one cycle. Like you were like doing like mail and like photo shoots, doing commercials is like more of the stuff that I did. Like for you, like you were like day to day, like grind side by side, like ride or die, like
yeah, I like
way
the behind
different.
the scenes. You get to know like what's really going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's freaking fascinating. I'm excited to see what happens tonight. I'm hoping that I'm hoping there's not too much controversy. I feel like I'm not on Twitter, but I assume Twitter right now is just all like all these issues with the voting booths. Like,
yeah. Can I give a take?
Yeah, let's hear
it. Like, at a point now, like what's going on is just how much can you scare like the other side? Like it's just flat scare tactics at this point. Like the one side saying this, the other side's being like, well, there'll be riots and like this, that, and the third. Like realistically, like I don't know. Like I'm always open to being wrong. I don't ever remember anything like truly severely bad happening like after an election. Usually it's like people pretty much just like kind of accept its fate.
Yeah.
Like I remember the last time Trump got elected, there was a very like viral clip that started circulating on Twitter where there was like everyone was crying, and then it cut back to the woman on the news, and they're like, "This is America now. Like this is America now, and this is what we have to deal with." And like, relatively, listen, I'm not saying I'm not saying anybody's perfect, but I mean, relatively nothing too crazy like happened. So
not at all.
So like it's just very like I just feel like it's scare tactics from both sides to get people out to vote for their respective party. Yeah. I just think it's an interesting way to go about doing it. I'm not into the whole scare tactic thing.
No, it's weird. But yeah, they'll just say anything to get elected, pretty much both sides.
It's insane.
I remember, I mean, it was fascinating being at Penn State during the election because in 2016, nobody thought Trump was going to win because he was down like 13 points in the polls going into it. Yeah. And then that night, I remember staying up till 3 a.m. watching the results come in. He just kept winning state after state, and it was fascinating. And then the next day, I was in a pretty liberal major, and I remember I get to my first class and I'm just like smiling. I'm like, this is great. And I'm probably the only one who was on the other side. And the teacher brought in her dog. She had like this little like poodle thing. It was just like, we're not gonna work today. I know you guys are probably like sad about what happened last night. Need to like cope with this. So we're just gonna like hang out and just like talk. You guys can pet the dog. It was like bizarre. Then my next class got canceled. She was just like, due to what happened last night, like we're gonna cancel class. We don't think anyone's gonna be focused. I'm like, this is weird. And then there was kids like lined up in the hub, just like walking around campus, like chanting, "Not my president." Like it was just like so bizarre. And
Can
then
I
like, they literally thought it was the end of the world. And like I just feel like that doesn't usually happen on the other side. You're just kind of like pissed off. Like I remember when in 2020, I just deleted all my social media. I'm just like, all right, I don't need to like see any of this stuff for the next couple of weeks or
can I
months. There's just no
can I
reason
tell
to.
you what I'm gonna do tomorrow, regardless of the outcome? I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna go to work and act like I do every other day.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put
like
my
nothing's
pants on
really gonna change
and go
tomorrow.
to work because it's just like the world's not like everybody who has like a if you can sit around and just do nothing tomorrow, like pick up a second job, like start locking in, like
Yeah,
maybe maybe a good example for you, like go to the gym maybe for an extra hour tomorrow. Like don't sit around and like be upset about whatever how the election plays out. At least that's the way
yeah.
I think.
I just saw like something. It was on Instagram, I think, but it was like in the last however many years, it's something over 1 million people have found a hobby that's a second income, which is kind of interesting and good. So it's like, all right, people are getting busier, trying to make money in different ways. Like, I think that's a good thing. I'm gonna try to find this.
Um, I think that's a great idea. Do you
Yeah,
have anything that you? Well, I mean, you definitely do. What was I just
yeah,
thinking?
I have stuff, but we're getting a little more serious with our real estate. We're like about to buy. We just like took out some loans from our bank. Shout out to our lender, Ryan Mennel. Um, he just gave us a loan. Then we got another loan from another bank. And basically we own like 5 houses, and you can take the equity from those houses and do a cash out refinance. The bank will give you a bunch of money. So we have like a good chunk of money right now that we're about to buy, like over $1 million worth of some multi-unit properties and
Are you doing that
in
with
the
your dad or
Midtown
Brenneman?
Harrisburg area, Velocity Capital Group. So it's the three of us.
Okay, so your
Um,
dad's involved in that too.
yeah, he's involved in it. We've
Okay.
pretty much just combined portfolios. So like the house that we used to live in at J Circle, some of the ones that we bought and flipped in Midtown. So we combined them under one roof, got some equity from the bank, and now we're about to make our first big purchase. It's pretty cool. Starting to like understand how this whole real estate thing works.
That's
But
chill.
you get equity, the bank gives you money, so you don't really have to put in any of your own money. And then like we hired a management company who manages like make sure that whoever's living there pays the rent, and they handle all that. They handle all bills, utilities. If anything goes wrong, they fix it, and then you just pay them like 6% of the rent. So then it's just kind of like we have like a good system going. So we're excited to make this purchase, and then um, we'll have like a real business and a nice portfolio, and then we'll just keep buying and buying. Hopefully, whoever wins this election, the interest rates come down. We need to fix our economy because it's like a lot more expensive right now to buy a house than it was 2, 4, 6 years ago, which sucks. But you can always refinance with the bank whenever interest rates come down, and historically they go up and down. So That's something that I'm kind of looking forward to, and hopefully we can just own a shitload of real estate and then sell it off in 20 years and buy a beach house.
It's a
That's
great
my life
idea.
goal with that.
That sounds chill. I mean,
Yeah.
good for you guys.
Yeah.
That's
We're
electric.
rolling.
Those 2 houses in Midtown are so nice, bro.
I know. I wish you were living in it. You would have done some cool stuff with it. We
Bro,
got a lawyer in there who is great.
bro, if I could live in that place, I would have been so amped up. I love that place.
We have another one on the same street that this guy's been living in for years, and I don't really know much about it. We literally bought it. He was living in it. We viewed it one time. We've only been inside it one time, and I don't really know what the story is on this guy, but at some point, whenever he's out of there, we're probably gonna like flip it and make it really cool because it's in a good location. That could be perfect for you.
I would love that. I need to live in Harrisburg.
Yeah, where you have a Camp Hill address, right?
I'm not disclosing that online.
I just sent out the save the dates. I noticed it was a Camp Hill address the other day, but Camp Hill is funny because there's like the borough of Camp Hill where I grew up, and then there's like Floribunda, which is technically Camp Hill, but it's East Penn School District. Then there's parts of Camp Hill that are Cedar Cliff School District. It's very confusing. You probably live close to Brad Wessner. He's
I
over
don't know
by
where he lives.
he's over by Cedar Cliff. Camp Hill address, but like not the borough of Camp Hill.
I mean,
Speaking of Brad,
yeah, it was your trip last weekend, man.
we definitely got bottle service last weekend.
Did you get signs?
We got signs, dude.
Did you post it on your story?
I don't think I
Be
posted
honest.
the story.
Be
I mean,
honest.
you would have seen. I don't think
I don't
did
follow
post-
you. I don't even think I follow you on anything right now.
You don't even have Instagram anymore, dude.
I'm back on it. I just got it back.
So you have to get like 2 different bottles to meet the minimum, and it wasn't really that expensive. It ended up being $175 a person. But the signs were pretty funny, but they're just like inside jokes. But it is funny when they come out. It was good. It was fun. We had fun.
So it was a good trip.
We literally golfed on the water, right on the Atlantic. It was the coolest thing ever. Friday afternoon, worked a half day, took our shoes off. It was incredible stuff.
Oh, you work remote or what?
I just worked remote for
Wow.
like half the day, and then we golfed. It was a par 3 course right in the middle of Palm Beach, right on the water. Insane. I can't believe it was real. I'm like looking around like, this is crazy.
It's fire.
We did no shoes. It was so cool. It was dreamy for sure.
That's why you
Played
do
like
it.
shit. I was too busy. I think the boys were getting annoyed because I was capturing a bunch of content because I'm like, this is way too cool. Like I gotta send these guys videos of this. Like this is
Why were they
insane.
annoyed about that?
I don't know that no one said they were annoyed. They're probably like, dude, fucking lock in here. And I was locked. You're like discreet about it. Like you go up there, hit, and then you film their shot, but it's so cool.
No,
And then yeah, you should really go on a trip down there, dude. You and your girl should go down, get a hotel or Airbnb, like right on East Atlantic Ave in Delray. It is the best place in America to visit, and it's not that expensive if you don't want it to be. It's so much fun. It is, and especially in the winter, it's just beautiful down there.
Yeah, I'd be open to going in the winter for sure, bro. But if I'm going on vacation, like if I had anywhere to choose, I'm picking the north. I'm picking on beaches in Massachusetts.
Really? You've been there before?
Yeah, 100%.
Like Nantucket or
like Martha's Vineyard and like Falmouth.
Yeah, that's a place that I've never been.
Like I'm letting you know right now, like I spent all last summer up there. Like that's my spot for the rest of my life, I think. It just hits a little different up there.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'll have to add that to the list.
You and Morgan?
Yeah. We're trying to figure out where to go on a honeymoon.
That's
Where would you
I don't
go
know.
if you had to go
I
to
don't know
like the
anything. I don't know anything about that.
top? My
I'm more
parents went to Cape Cod. They like
yeah.
that area.
Cape Cod's beautiful. Listen, honestly, if it wasn't for Rose, I wouldn't go to Cape Cod. Obviously, I would be more like in the trenches of things. You know how my brain operates. I'm just not
Yeah.
really into like anything nice.
I'm about to be up in New York City in a couple weeks, and I'm so excited. I've never not had a blast in New York City.
What are you doing up there?
It's a wedding. It's one of her friends'
Oh, okay.
weddings. So I'm not gonna know anyone, which is kind of awesome. I always
I thought
thrive in those situations. I know like two of the boyfriends
I thought
of
we had like a PA
some of her.
society situation happening, and I was like,
Yeah.
did I miss this?
I mean, no, I mean, you should be going to PA Society. Tell Christian you need to go. Tell him
I
he needs to add it to the budget.
Do you think wait, so that's still a thing?
Oh, it's still a thing for sure.
Are you going?
I haven't gone since we were there, 2018. we we acted up. I don't
Bro,
even know if I want to go there, to be
no.
honest. I don't think
No,
that's healthy.
we just don't need that anymore. That's not
I
what we
don't need
need.
that.
No.
I definitely don't need that. But I'll tell you
I
what,
haven't been in forever either.
when Maverick was in its prime, it was the place to be.
No doubt. Jay-Z 4040 Club.
I
The dream spot that we went that one year was crazy. Like what a terrible waste of money.
I mean, they spent like I don't know how much it was. Probably close to
Had to-
$100,000 on that whole weekend.
Had to be, bro.
At
It had
least.
to be.
I
That's
don't even think
awesome.
that I appreciated like what Jay-Z's lounge inside the 4040 Club was, but
No, me either.
we were I mean, we shut that place down until like 5 a.m. 2 years in a row.
Hey, not that many people can say they did that. That's all I
I
gotta
know,
say.
and did it for free.
Forever grateful for Ray and Christian during those times. Forever
Yeah.
grateful.
I mean, I have some of the funniest pictures of all time. You really envy the guys who always had a camera out. Like, can you imagine having a highlight video of one of those nights?
I wish that like right now, like I'm so good about like taking pictures and like taking videos now, like in my life that like I don't know. I guess it was just like a different time and like you didn't do that back then, but like now, like I would have taken like a million pictures and a million videos. Like,
Yeah.
but back then I just like didn't even I like wouldn't even pull my phone out, I guess. Like
Yeah.
I think.
I was thinking that too because I mean, I took more pictures just of the golf, more pictures and videos of the golf aspect of this trip for like 3 hours. Then when I look back at like going to New York for that event, like I'll have like 8 pictures for the whole weekend. I'm like, Jesus, like I don't
What
know
was
if
I
this is
doing?
good or bad. It just
Yeah.
wasn't really a thing. Like, and even I went back and looked at videos, like even taking videos was just not really a thing up until like 2019, 2020.
I have nothing from college. Like really, nothing
Yeah.
crazy. I have
I
some
have
stuff
some,
like
but
here and there, like funny. I have some funny videos of like me and you when we were like in college and stuff, like because we would kick it real hard. Like, but that's pretty much it. Like when we like went out, like I didn't you weren't like using your phone. Like, but when you
yeah.
were like with the boys, like
You
in
think it's
like
just because we have to
Penn
show
Tower,
off nowadays that we're like having fun and doing cool shit? Do you think that's why?
I don't know really what maybe a little bit. Like I just think it's more like maybe you get like a little bit older and you like want to preserve memories a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like you value that like a lot more than like
That's
maybe
what I
you
think.
did
I
when
wanna be
you were
able to look
younger.
back.
So it's not even that, but I mean, honestly, the reason why I deleted like my Instagram is just like I just had so many people on there from like so many walks of life, from like high school, from like middle school to high school to college to like work life, all on one spot. And I was just like, and I followed too many people. I spent too much time on the app, and I was just like, what am I doing? I'm looking at stuff from people that I don't know, really don't really care about. Like I'm getting rid of this and starting fresh. And I think
Yeah.
you did
I
something
did that a
similar.
couple of years ago, and you know what
Yeah.
sucks is I originally, because I was out in Scottsdale, and that's like one of the first things I did, and I originally was trying to just delete everyone I was following because I'm like, I don't really care to follow all these people. Like, I wanted to follow nobody. So I spent like a whole morning going through and unfollowing every single person. And I did. And then I was like, why are they not all gone? And then I
Yeah.
like did some research. You can only unfollow 20 people every 24 hours for whatever reason. I don't know
That's so
why
stupid.
that's a thing. And I was just like, all right, well, I'm not doing this for however long this is going to take. So I was just like, I'm just going to delete it, and then didn't have it for like 2 months, and then just got it back.
Yeah, I took all the content off there, like
Just
stories, memories, everything, posts, and screenshotted everything, saved it. So I still have everything. It's just
yeah,
like not like I don't need everything in one spot anymore. Like start fresh a little bit.
yeah. A lot of times I'm just thinking, what is the point?
I have a question for you. I don't know
Let's
what you
hear it.
have on the docket today. We're 26 minutes in. We haven't really talked about anything. We're just fired up.
Talked about a lot of things.
But what did you think about? I need your official comment on Penn State, Ohio State from last weekend,
Oh man, that was rough.
please.
Um, I mean, it really sucks. I haven't like invested in a team, a Penn State team, since like 2018, probably. I just
Yeah,
didn't really watch, didn't really care. And then I went to like 2 events this summer with a couple of the players, like around them, kind of have more of an appreciation for a lot of the people who are behind the program and funding it. And I've I've watched like this was the like second and a half game. I've watched like 1.5 games. I watched the USC game and I watched half of one other game. So I was invested, and I'm like, all right, we're 6-0. We're solid. I'm starting to like figure out who some of these players are. And
yeah,
I was like, I'm gonna watch this game. Like this is the only game they have to win this entire year. It's their
yeah,
only
yeah,
hard game. And that was just like the most just how that was I don't even know how they did that. Like I'm just like speechless at how they were able to start out so hot, going right down the field, 8-minute drive, field goal, pick six, place is probably going crazy. You're 9, 10 minutes into the game, and then you score 3 more points the rest of the game. It was just like a disappointing loss. And it was not even like you go down swinging kind of loss. It was just like all disappointing. Like you get
yeah,
inside the red zone 3 times and you get 0 points. It's like it's just not even fun. Like you can't punch it on the 1 yard line there and like tie it up. Like I'd rather them tie it up and then have the other team go down the field and kick a field goal to win. Like I'd rather lose that
yeah,
way. It was just
for
like
sure.
a sorry game to watch. It was just sad.
Penn State's the most like obviously for everybody that knows I'm a tier 1 Penn State hater, and I will always be that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, like it's just so shocking that year after year after year, Penn State like can't win this game. It's like they just can't figure it out for some reason.
It's really bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
like
how are the percentages that bad? I
I
don't
don't know.
like the one stat about like beating top 5 teams, like it's like 1 in like 24 or something. It in like the 2000 beating top 5 teams. It's like bizarre how it could be that bad. And the one was the Ohio State game in 2018. I was there. It was awesome. But like how is it ever it is like weird how it's every day. And I don't even know if it's like the coach. I don't can you is it the coach's fault or is it just like they have that bad of luck? It's pretty crazy.
I feel like it had like this stat about James Franklin at Penn State: 1-7 versus top 10 opponents at home, 6-10 versus ranked teams at home, 1-9 versus top 5 teams, and 1-10 versus Ohio State.
Yeah,
Like
like
at
how is
at
it
a
that
point,
bad?
like that's the definition of it. Has to be the coaching.
Yeah.
Like if he's can't get it done, like year after year, like it can't be the players at a point. Like you got to put the blame on fully on James Franklin. Like at least I think so.
Yeah, that was just And Ohio State just tried giving them the game. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Literally, we're like, here's the game, take it, and they said, nope, we don't want it. And
Penn
I'm going
State.
this weekend, and it would be so much cooler like, if they were undefeated. That would make it a lot cooler. They'd be like ranked number 2 in the nation, probably.
100%. I mean, they were ranked number 2 in the nation last week,
They're
like against Ohio State. Like it was the season of Penn State, and
Yeah.
they just it is what it is, man.
This was their chance. And now they'll probably have to play like an actual tough team. Like if you're the 2 seed, you're going to play like Boise State and actually have a chance to beat them the first round of the bowls. Now they're going to have to play like an actual good team, and they might have a shot. I don't know. I haven't really watched them enough to know like if they're actually that good. I don't know. I don't know how they don't have more playmakers on offense. Like they need to get some like how does Ohio State have the best receivers every single year?
I mean, a real question, like Penn State, like on the surface level, like is like a cool like college to go to, like, but when you're a major recruit or whatever, like how many people want to go to State College, Pennsylvania, when there's like, and you can make the same argument about going to like Ohio, like Columbus,
Yeah.
Ohio, but like
SEC football.
if I was like if I just think like if I was like a big time college recruit, like I would want to go to like a cool city and like play for like one of those teams. Like imagine playing for like UCLA or USC or something like that. Like especially in the NIL era, like you're living the life, living in Miami, like doing whatever, getting paid a bunch of money playing football at a cool school. Like that's like the dream.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a special kind of person, I think, goes to Penn State.
Yeah.
Like they've like really the only 2 guys they've got that are in the last however many years, like Saquon and Micah were the 2 guys that like they could have gone anywhere and been stars there.
sure.
But like everyone else just kind of fits the Penn State mold. Like they're just like Penn State people. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. But
you get Saquon. I like, and both of those situations, like Saquon and Micah, both just PA boys. Like so
probably just wanted to make it easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I hear some stories about these kids who go to Alabama and they're in fraternities, and it just seems like they just live a completely different life.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's crazy down there. When I was at UMass, I got the opportunity to go to like a Tennessee and like go out in Tennessee and like meet some people and see how things operate down there. And it's just so much it's just so much nicer. Like there's so much more money down there. It's just crazy the way that those schools operate.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. What's going to happen with the NIL? Is it
Bro,
just
they
going to
need to
continue to
fix
be the
it,
wild,
bro.
wild west? How do they like?
They-
I don't know how they like fix anything. Like, what can they do to fix it? Put a cap on things?
Probably put some sort of cap on things. I just think there's going to reach a point, like a really good example is like the Florida State team this year. I don't know how much money they spent on the roster. Let's just hypothetically say they spent $5 million on the roster. Whoever wrote like $1 million check to go get DJ Uiagalelei or however you say his last name, like they're probably going to be sitting around and being like, wow, that was really stupid that I did that. And they can't they can't even buy a win, and they were undefeated last year. And I think that over time, it might not be in the next 5 years, but it might be like the next 10 years, like where guys who are like dumping money into these college programs, like, why am I giving so much money to an 18-year-old kid who like might leave in 6 months and go to Florida or something like that, or might just not be good? Like, I think of a good example of like Oklahoma this past year. Last season, they had Dylan Gabriel and Jackson Arnold. And all you heard about was, well, one, Dylan Gabriel's pretty good, but all you heard about was like Jackson Arnold's next up. Like he's going to be the next star there. And a year later, Dylan Gabriel's in Oregon balling out and Jackson Arnold's benched. So it's just a lot of faith putting that sort of investment into like a bunch of kids is the way I look at it.
It is a wild concept. A bunch of kids who truly aren't like they haven't like proved themselves. Like you get
at
a
all.
big contract in the NFL, that's because you earned it. It's totally based on potential here. And
100%.
it's not even like they should have to sign a contract that you're gonna be there for a certain amount of years and you can't get up like that. I think that's the weird thing. There's no contracts at all in the NIL, so it's all kind of like handshake agreements. Like, hey, you're gonna get this. That's why, like, what happened with that kid and was it
UNLV.
UT? Yeah, UNLV.
Yeah.
Like, there's no contract there, so that's why he was just like, I'm out, even though it was like $100,000, which isn't a ton compared to what some of these guys are making.
I'm also just like, we have some friends who like work in the NIL space. I'm just always so skeptical when I hear about some of the numbers that get thrown out for some of these kids too. Like, I
I
must
heard
just
like
feel like
$7 million for the incoming Michigan quarterback.
I just feel like that's such a like until
That's like,
like I need to see like tax documents like almost to
yeah,
believe that. Like it just seems so far fetched that somebody would like make that sort of investment on somebody who just like might not be good at all. So
hmm
I guess like we'll see how it plays out. I think it's terrible. I think college football, like I like betting on it because like I can make money on it, but from like a product perspective, like it's just what makes college football special is like the universities, the tradition, the the feeling when you walk onto a college campus on game day. It's not as dumb as it sounds. Like it's not about the players. Like, and I know that that might like piss some people off, but the best case scenario for a college football player is he might be there for 4 years, 4 years, but that university stands forever. Like there might be guys who like make a big pop and like are memorable, win a Heisman, for example, like might win a national championship, but like that might be 1 to 2 years. So I don't like that the investments being made like within the kids, like the universities, the historic storied universities should just keep worrying about being historic storied universities because like that's what makes like the sport special. At least I think so.
yeah, and clearly some of the major coaches aren't in favor of it because a lot of the big names have got out of there
They
since
dipped.
this has all started. I'm curious how it's going to affect the like the bowl games or the playoff. Like, are these kids even going to play? I guess it would be more incentivized to play than worry about the draft since they're already making money. Maybe I didn't think about that yet.
And
I
they
don't know.
you would think, but like ultimately too at the same time, like what happens when they did this college football expansion? What is it, 12 teams?
Yeah,
Like
12.
what happens when the best kid, what happens when Ashton Genty on the 12th ranked Boise State team decides to sit out for the college football playoff?
Yeah.
Then what? Like then it's just the same problem like occurring over and over again.
That's why there
Um,
should be a contract that says you're like, if we're going to pay you this, you're going to play this many games. Like, you can't sit
you
out
can't sit
because of
out unless if you're
yeah.
hurt. And
I
I
don't know
think
if they
that's
have
what
that,
it's
but they
gonna
should.
that's what it's probably gonna have to get to. Another thing that I think is really weird, and it happened last year, was Manny Diaz. I like Manny Diaz. He was Penn State's defensive coordinator last year. He's a really good
Yeah, me
defensive
too.
coordinator, and he's doing a great job at Duke now. But last year, it was before the bowl game. He got the head coaching job at Duke and then wasn't the DC in the bowl game. If college football actually cared about putting out a good product for these bowl games and whatever else is going on, you wouldn't allow a very impactful defensive coordinator to just be able to go and leave like during preparation for bowl season to go and take a head coaching job at Duke. Just
Yeah,
like
there should
doesn't
be like
make much
a
sense.
trade deadline or like a something deadline for that. Because I agree. Because the only reason he took like he obviously didn't want to do that, but the job they're going to move on to the next guy if he doesn't take
Mhm.
that job right there.
Yeah,
So
so they just need to fix I think they need to fix a lot of stuff. It's weird.
mhm.
I don't like the way that a lot of the stuff's set up, but that original point that I made about like what makes college football special is like the historic franchise, the historic universities. Like I'll always stand by that because
Yeah, I like
I
that.
mean, me and you have been to a million Penn State games. What makes Penn State games so special is like the millions of games that have been played there. One, the memories, like it's a special place to be on game day.
black shoes, basic blues, no
Yeah,
name on the back of
exactly.
their
Yeah.
jerseys. Like
Yeah.
that's the way it was supposed to be. Penn State
Good point.
was always good back in the day because um, they would always just recruit like smaller recruits from like Pennsylvania. This is like back in the like 70s, 80s, 90s, probably before. They would recruit kids from the area, like Pennsylvania surrounding, maybe not like the highest recruits, but then they would just develop them. So like all their players who were playing were like third and fourth year guys or fifth year who redshirted and they'd been like developed, and it's like completely different. Now you have to get like you have to try to get all the best talent now and make them like they need to play as freshmen or sophomores and make an impact then. Like I feel like it's very rare. Yeah, it's very different. That's what made them good back then. But now, like these kids are just gonna go wherever the money is. They're gonna leave early, go to the NFL. Yeah, it's different.
The money's important, I get it, but like ultimately too at the same time is like this is a good question to ask you. Would you rather be like a blip on the Alabama history, or would you rather be like the best receiver of all time at like Tulane?
Definitely the best receiver ever at Tulane.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Because like you're like a
I'm just
legend.
thinking about like my future kid, and I'd rather just see him balling out than just to like be a part of the team.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you.
I
That's what.
wouldn't even care
Yeah, it
where they
doesn't
did it.
matter. That's how I think too. Like you see a lot of like guys who like are at small schools who ball out who can play at the next level. So it's like that's what I would want to do. Like I would rather go to like Tulane or a school like that and just like be a dog and then just like figure it out from there.
Like Adam Brenneman, Andrew Ford, and Brighton Barr at UMass.
Yeah,
Perfect example.
literally. Like that is a great example.
Those guys had it so good. They didn't even have to practice. They just hung out during the week, partied, showed up on game day. The whole team was terrible. They were going to lose. Wasn't their fault that they lost, but they would always put up good stats because they're the only guys. Dude,
Dude,
speaking of
go
UMass
ahead.
football, did you know Davis Clark on the team?
Yeah. Why?
I mean, I don't know why they never reached out and did anything with him when I don't know if he's still blowing up or not, but
Yeah, he's definitely blowing up. I don't know if you know who his name's Channel 5 News. He is like
yeah.
a big like his name's Andrew Callahan. He like goes all around the country and like does like these big videos. He has 2.8 million subscribers and he did a standalone on Davis Clark.
No, I saw it. It's amazing.
Oh, you did see it? It's got
Most
1.5
watching guy on the
million.
internet.
It's got 1.5 million views.
He's huge. I unfollowed him after a while, but I was a huge supporter early. I loved him. He's a
I
savage.
did
But
know
then I
Davis
like
Clark.
did some research on him one
He's
day, and he
funny.
was a strong safety on UMass's team back in like 2018 when you guys were there.
Yeah. Guy didn't play.
Yeah, but he
But
was definitely getting the guys fired up on the sidelines.
I don't remember him at all. Like
Yeah,
he
dude.
wasn't like seeing him now of how big of a personality he has. Like, bro, he did not have a big personality on that team. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it must have been because he was just lucky to be on the team, and he's just gonna shut up. But I would have thought he would have been one of those dudes who just like everyone loves. You know, he's never gonna play, but he's just locker room guy.
Yeah, vibes guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I still think those guys need to do some work with him. He's huge.
What else do you got for me today?
I don't got anything for you. I'm trying to
Really?
decide. I still go to the Brighton was supposed to come on. Brighton just did an elk hunt in like Montana, and he's supposed to come on, but he had to pick up a shift, so he wants to do it tomorrow. But I don't know if I'll be able to do 2 days in a row.
I'll
But
do.
I
I mean,
want
you
him
might as
to.
well. You should do 2 days in a row.
I want him to talk about his whole elk experience. It sounded insane.
Brighton is one of my favorite people. Super interesting guy. Probably one of the best. Like, if he's your friend, like he's a very good friend. That's the best way to describe it.
Great friend. That guy will
Yeah.
always have your back. And if you ever have any problems, he'll kick someone's ass.
He is a scary individual, man.
He is scary. He's one of those dudes who must just be mentally different. Like his motor was always on. I always wonder, like, what's going on with those guys' brains? You know,
Yeah.
like, do they ever like get tired or feel adversity, or are they just always on?
They definitely do. I just think that they cope with it in a different way than like everybody else.
Yeah, but are they able to just like snap back into it real quickly? I don't know.
Bro, you know what's so funny is like I have like the craziest like relationship with Brighton's dad. Like I like literally like I'll see Brighton's dad like out in public, like at a coffee. Me and him go to the same coffee shop, and we'll literally like not talk to each other at all, and then sit down for like 2 hours and like literally have like nonstop conversation.
It's definitely interesting.
Like literally, like no
One or the
matter
other.
what. Like it's just crazy. Like every time I see him, we like just chop it up on like a different level.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. I won my fantasy week. What do we have coming up this week? Anything big? I think the coolest game coming up this week, biased, but Steelers versus Jalen Daniels and the Redskins.
Whoa.
That's a sick matchup.
Dude, honestly,
Mr. Unlimited.
I said this to you and Sprack earlier today. I'm just so done doubting the Steelers. Like I hate like I'm a hater of the
I want you to
Steelers.
doubt the Steelers.
I can't. Like there's nothing to doubt. Like I was like they're gonna be so bad with Russ. Like they don't have anybody on offense. Like they look amazing every week. So I just like I'm done. Like I'm done saying anything bad.
This is like a big test because I feel like the two teams that they played have been pretty average. The Jets and the Giants, but the Commanders are pretty good. I think this could be I don't know. This is just a sick matchup. I'm excited.
Yeah, a test week for them.
Yeah, I want to go to that game. If I was a dog, I would go to the Penn State game Saturday night, and then the Steelers Commanders game Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. Also, going up to State College this weekend, the game's at 8 p.m. Actually, I love it. It's
Really?
great. Not because I'm going to like wake up and, I get to tailgate for 8 hours now. Not the case. Typically, you get up there and it's like a noon game or even 3:30. You don't have as much time. We're going to we have this party to go to Friday for NIL, ironically. And then the milkshake sponsored the NIL event. We should honestly do some stuff with some players. So we're going to a cool event, whiteout party, and then Saturday we're gonna wake up, go do a workout. I have a gift card at Harper's. I'm gonna go to get some new dress clothes, Christmas gift from last year, and then get some lunch. And then I'll be like, all right, it's like 2, 3, 4 o'clock whenever I'm done. Still got a couple hours to tailgate. Probably not gonna go to the game. I think Ben has tickets, but I don't really want to go. It's perfect. We'll just go to one of the bars, hang out, watch the game, eat, drink, hang out.
With your
Game's
girl,
over,
I'm assuming?
go to bed. Yeah, it's gonna be me, Morgs, in the futon, and then Alec and Danny are coming up. They got the Murphy beds.
Oh my god, bro. That's
It's literally perfect. I'm so
packed
excited.
House. That's a packed house.
The place sleeps 4 very comfortably. That's how I describe it. So
bro,
gonna be fun.
So the college sports co, like, are they like they're obviously they like got on Penn State, but like the schools that I worked with when they were there like last year, like do they not work with any of the same schools that like anymore? Or how's that work? Did they just do like 1-year deals?
So. Like they've signed a couple new ones too. Like they just signed Tennessee, they just signed BYU.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to I think I understand more what they do. So they do like all the media for these schools. So basically the school will hire them to handle all the like social media, podcast networks, and get like whatever. And it's basically supposed to make the program seem more appealing. So to attract like NIL dollars. That's the way that I'm interpreting
Yeah.
what they do. So instead of like Penn State NIL hiring someone internally to do this, they just hire the sports co to just do it all for them. So that's how I'm interpreting like what their business is, because I'm always like
Yeah.
confused at what they actually do. But they
No,
get these
yeah, I
schools on
was
like 2-year contracts and they pay them this money up front, and then it's their job to like do all the media, have people on the ground do their podcast networks, record it, and still make a profit based on what they got. So kind of
no,
interesting.
that makes sense. I was curious because I obviously worked on a few shows that were doing it, and I just noticed that they haven't posted in like 6 months or like, and I just wasn't
Really?
sure if they like, yeah, like, and then I started
Yeah, they
like
don't do all those
looking.
podcasts anymore, I guess.
Yeah, did they stop like
There's no
doing
like internal.
podcasts?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't even think of that, but yeah,
Because
maybe
like even like I looked
Brenneman
at
doesn't
Brenneman
do
and
it
stuff. I don't.
during the season, perhaps.
Yeah, Brenneman hasn't posted in like. I was like gonna watch like see if there was something to watch on his channel because I was like recycled through all of my stuff. Like he hasn't posted in like 2 months. So I just wasn't sure like if they like stopped doing pods or whatever. Like especially with some of the ones that I worked on. Like Red Dirt Ramble.
Yeah, I mean, you worked on all the best ones.
Yeah. No, those were fun. But I see now like they're like the Penn State stuff, they're always throwing Penn State content up. They have like
Yeah,
3 different podcasts with that, and I see like Hack and B-Bell always posting too.
yeah. I don't know. I don't really understand it. We got to get Ben on here to explain it. He has like a higher up position there now. He's like director of all the media, so he makes sure that all the content is getting done and getting put up for all these different colleges.
No, cool.
Interesting stuff. I give him credit for like having a vision of what this could be and figuring out how to capitalize. It's kind of interesting. What do you know about Preston Smith? Is he any good, an edge rusher?
I think that like he had like high hopes of being good, and he kind of like his career is like tailed off a little bit. But like I don't
Got
know,
it.
like with the Steelers, he can probably be pretty good.
I feel like I know his name, but I don't know. Yeah. So I guess he can just like we have like 2 of the best edge rushers in the league. So he can just fill in opposite and he'll get opportunities. So can never have enough edge rushers in the NFL.
Listen, Alex Highsmith, I forget their guy that they have, the new guy that they have, and TJ Watt. You put them in a Preston Smith in a room with them. Like I said, I'm done sleeping on the Steelers. He might be an All Pro by the end of the season.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so excited. I want them to be good so bad. I want to witness the Steelers Super Bowl again so bad. It was one of the best feelings of my life whenever I remember exactly where I was, how I felt. Santonio Holmes caught that ball and I just took off sprinting. We were like watching in this like church thing, like one of those LCBC like massive churches,
Yeah,
just
simpler
running
mind.
around everywhere. I was probably in like fourth, fifth grade. I don't know what year that was.
Yeah.
Insane. Great feeling. Just want to see that again.
Hey, Rusty might take you there.
Can you imagine? Like, that would be the greatest story in NFL history.
It might be Russ. That would be the greatest story in NFL history. Russ would be like the biggest comeback guy ever.
Is he like a definite Hall of Fame guy, or does he need to like do something
Probably.
right now to solidify that?
Probably. I think he's won a Super Bowl. I mean,
He's won a Super Bowl, should have won 2, but he threw that away.
I don't know where his stats line up like all time, but usually like if you're like if you win a Super Bowl, like you have a pretty good opportunity to make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I wish the best for him. I really do. I
Yeah.
like him so much.
I
I
mean,
just think
he's
a
corny,
likable
but he's a good dude. Like
yeah, he's
like
great.
the stuff that he does for like the community and like everything. Like it's hard to
Yeah.
like sit there and like hate on a guy who's like one of the nicest dudes ever, and he's dating like he's married to a massive pop star. Like he's clearly a likable dude.
Yeah. He's
Like,
awesome. I don't know. I like the Mike Williams trade. I think it's great. I think they're talking about some other guys. Like I would have rather it been DeAndre Hopkins, But they needed like
Fair.
another deep threat guy. Like they have Calvin Austin in the slot, the little guy. Like they need another deep threat guy opposite who can go get the ball, just like George. Like it'll open things up. I think it'll be great. I'm excited. I want them to be good. I like took off like 2 years of really caring. I was just too busy in 2022. And 2023 didn't really care. Also just too busy falling in love. And this year I'm just like back on the Steelers. It's
I get it.
exciting.
I get it. Hey, I know a lot of guys who, hey, you're not one of them. I'll give you a ton of credit, but who completely fall off when they fall in love. They forget other people exist.
I know, it's crazy.
So
You can't do that. Can't do that. All right, I'm signing off this thing. I gotta figure out what I want to do for dinner. I did like a 42-hour fast. We're doing a new thing where we have our last meal at 7:00 on Sunday, and then we don't eat for the whole next day. I forget the reasons why we're doing it.
Yeah.
But I started this week, and I had just the fattest steak for lunch with 2 poached eggs. It was delicious.
Cool.
And now I got to decide what I want to have for dinner because I'm definitely hungry.
I love that, man. All right, brother.
All right, Stevie.
Safe.
Another one in the books. I'm gonna before the next one, unless I do one tomorrow. And if you're around and want to join, let me know.
You tell me.
I want to get the intro video done, and then we just gotta keep repping these out. Let's do it.
Sounds good, brother.
All right, Stevie. Talk to you later.
Peace.